The third sub-assembly we're going to make, if we're going to make a sub-assembly now of the post with the spring, this connecting rod and the knurled nut and pipes, and then that'll be the final of the sub-assemblies before we go on to the main assembly itself. So again, minimize it down, new, make an assembly. First part I'm going to look for is the post. There's my post. Bring my post in, drop my post into position. So we've got my post ready to go. So the next part I'm going to bring in, well, I'll bring in the little connecting piece that goes in here. So I'm going to put my assemblies, insert the component, look for that component, and it is called the cylinder pivot open. I'm just drop it there. Now it's threaded both ends. The smaller length of thread, this side needs to come in here, and it needs to stick through about 3 to 4 millimeters so that we can pick up with the back plate. So I'm going to go for mate. I'm going to go for a concentric mate. I'm going to make it concentric from that hole to the shaft. Flip it because I want the longer thread the other way around. Job done. And then again, I'm going to have to do this millimeters, and I'm going to go from this surface to this surface with a distance mate. So I'm going to go from this surface to this surface, and actually just going to make it, I'll make it 3.5, that'll be enough, like that. Okay, so I actually don't want this to rotate, so I'm going to go back to my concentric and lock it, and that's done. Okay, so next part I want to fetch in, well, I want to fetch in now the spring. There's my spring, and I really want to try and make my spring concentric to this connecting rod, this swivel part. So I'm going to try and pick a circle. Okay, yeah, concentric. Going to lock the rotation. Doesn't really matter which way around it goes. I know it shouldn't be through this way. I'm going to spin it out. I'll turn my job around a little bit, and then what we'll do is we'll actually create a mate between this surface and the flat surface that you've got on your spring, and that's that done there. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in the knurled nut next. Knurled nut, drop that in position, and again it's a concentric mate first. A concentric mate between there and the inside of the nut. It doesn't matter really, wrong way around, flip it. Okay, and then what we'll do, make life easy, we'll go for the flat surface here. So pick the surface, make sure you pick the surface, not an edge, and the surface of this here. I haven't locked this. I could lock it, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I can make it move. You might want to show something in an animation later on, but if I want to lock it, click on the mate, lock rotation, done. Okay. Control 7. So what's left to fetch in? Well, there's the pipes. Insert the component. I'm going to look for the pipes. Pipes. Open. I actually want 2 of them, so to put 2 in at the same time, if I click on this little pin, it'll allow me to put 1, 2 in position, and I've got the 2 pipes as I want them. Okay, so I'm going to spin it round so I can see, because the pipes are going to go into the back, and I'm just going to go insert a component. I'll pick the circular edge there, I'll pick, that's not wrong command, mate, pick the circular edge there and that, and well, how far do I want them to go in? Well, it doesn't really matter, but ideally if I zoomed in here, I could make this surface here and this surface here flush. Zoom back out, spin it around, angle for the pipes, it doesn't really matter if I put them there like that and I went back, close that, there's one in there like that. Let's see if I can, okay, so there's one in there, and now I want to put the other pipe into there. So again, I'm going to go mate, I'm going to pick this circle here, I'll pick the outside of this pipe here, I'm going to drive it in, I'll spin it for now, so it's at an angle like that, doesn't really matter, we're not really worrying about the angle for this pipe. Spin it round, what I do need to do is keep it flush to that surface. So I'll make it flush to that surface there, and that surface there. And that is a very, very simple assembly. Okay. So I'm going to save it, rebuild it first, save as, and we'll call it post assembly 2018, save. Okay, so that's completed that assembly. So we're now ready to start looking at the main assembly itself. So we'll look at that in the next video.